So, hi everyone, we have Sankari with us, and today we have a very special podcast with her. And this is not about just empowering women, and it is more about what if a woman who is ignoring her degree and her years of experience, and she just took a break to raise her kids. And my guest today was once that woman, and let's understand her story from her mouth, how she gone from the corporate job to TEDx and from housewife to this empowering women, overqualified housewives, right? So, welcome Sankari for on this podcast, and just tell me about what does this overqualified even mean, and your story, and how did this get started?
Thank you so much for having me here today, Neha. So it is so wonderful to see you. So in a country of engineers, I am an engineer too. I did my computer science engineering from Madras Institute of Technology here in Anna University, Chennai. So right from the young age, the typical blueprint of a Indian household is to study well, right? So that's the
Yeah.
way to find success. That's the way to go about it. I believe the same thing too. I did study really well, right from school, then college, and then I got placed in a good company. Worked there for around 8 years. Thought that the life and the path is set, so that's when motherhood happened, and only after motherhood happened, though I was really happy and everything, I found it very difficult to manage my personal and professional lives. So there were so many responsibilities. There was not much support system, and that's when I decided to do at least one thing properly. That's when I decided to be a homemaker and
Hmm.
take care of my child,
Hmm.
because he is the most important person at that point of time in my life. And I thought, let me do this job properly and be a homemaker and make my family happy. But to my surprise, I was not that happy, though I was at home. There were so many thoughts and the dreams I had before, and I saw that everybody else was moving ahead in their lives except me. I felt that way thanks to
Hmm.
social media.
Yeah.
So we can see the success stories of so many people except yourself when you are inside that four walls with a small infant, without much sleep, taking care of the child round the clock. It's not easy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so also, though I was so ambitious right from the beginning, I couldn't accept this new identity of mine.
Yeah.
People, whenever I used to introduce myself, right, I am
Yeah.
very sure that many women can connect with me. When I was working as a software engineer, I would proudly say that, hey, I'm a software engineer.
Yeah.
But once, and people were like, oh, okay, which company are you working? All those
Hmm.
things. But
Yeah.
now, after becoming a homemaker, when I introduced myself, the reaction was like, oh, okay, that's it. I was not seen as an interesting person, nor that I was not in a position to contribute the conversation ahead. I don't know why, because so many people thought that I'm wasting my degree. That is also, the
Hmm.
thing. So all these things contributed me to think for myself again, and I found out that if I'm not able to keep myself happy, if my cup is not full, I can never
Hmm.
make my family happy. It's never going to
Absolutely.
happen. So that's
Absolutely.
when I decided to restart, and it
Hmm.
was not so easy to find reliable working opportunities. And that's when I thought, okay, so far I have been the part of the problem. Why can't I be the part of the solution? Why can't we make this problem as my problem statement and try to find a solution, not for just, myself, but for all? So that's how Overqualified Housewives was born.
Wow, amazing story. More power to you. While I understand this, I can totally relate to what you said just now, that you feel empty, and yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Just 1 second. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry. One
yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, I was saying that I can totally relate to this when somebody feels like empty and when there is a gap and the person is not, the woman is not coming back, and the identity loss is the one of the problem women face nowadays. Like whenever you are working, you tell them, yes, I'm this, I am known by that title which you are working for. Then when you are a housewife, you actually, like, you fear to tell because people, that there is a society thing, right? People think that if there is, this is a housewife or this person is a housewife, what she does, I mean, she does daily chores, so how does that contribute? And that only felt like, yeah, that is something missing, identity missing. So yeah, absolutely right, and I can totally understand that you left the job, then you felt like, okay, you spent time on your motherhood, and then you restarted, and that's how Overqualified was born. And you mentioned in the LinkedIn that you empower them, you change the lens, that statement. So I want to understand, like, what is that story?
Okay.
You said that we don't fix the woman, we fix the lens through which the world sees them.
Absolutely. So there are so many studies, and one important study is by Claudia Golden. So she won her Nobel Prize
Hmm.
for, she's a well-known economist. In her
Mm-hmm.
study, she had done that study for around 30 years. And, around 90 plus countries data were taken into account. She
Mm-hmm.
clearly could see why we find it very hard
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to female labor participation in order to bridge the gap, the female, the wage gap and things across several countries. So it is mainly because of one perspective. So, when we consider the income range,
Hmm.
both men and women, let's assume freshers, okay? It can
Yeah.
be a girl and a guy, both of them are
Hmm.
starting at the same point.
Hmm.
Then he is growing, he's keep on growing.
Yeah.
And then this girl, she's getting married and then
Hmm.
she's taking a break, or after
Hmm.
getting married, also she's working and then
Yeah.
she's getting pregnant and then she's
Yeah.
out of the workforce. But there is no stop here. So he's growing. And
Hmm.
suddenly the thing is like, here we have new mothers,
Hmm.
then women who are married or who don't have a child,
Hmm.
their salary is here. And
Hmm.
then men who are not married, and then men who are married and have a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so women, particularly mothers, are perceived to be
Hmm.
less committed,
Hmm.
less, they take less ownership, they are more emotional, and they are not dependable. So because of
Absolutely.
this perspective,
Hmm.
businesses and companies, they think that this is some kind of a charity when we have to
Hmm.
give a restart to a woman. They
Yes.
still think that her skills is rusty. Her skills are
Hmm.
rusty. They think that probably she'll not give 100% here.
Hmm.
Probably she will take leaves more.
Hmm.
Probably she will find it hard to manage lot of responsibilities. All
Correct.
those things are our perception. Like it may not be true.
Absolutely.
Correct. So we are
Yeah.
helping businesses to see a different kind of a narrative. So after working with 34,000 women in the last 2.5 years, I can clearly tell that first, many businesses will be skeptical. Okay, because
Hmm.
some kind of an unconscious bias, Neha. So this is not even a conscious decision. Okay, when a
Hmm.
man and a woman, let's assume that there are two partners in a business, and
Yeah.
one is man and other is woman. When both of them are talking, somehow we assume that the man is much more intellectual, the man is much more dedicated, the man is the decision maker. I have
Hmm.
seen in so many instances that they don't even look at you when they talk
Hmm.
to you. They will always look at the man and talk.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
all these things are unconscious bias, and that's what even businesses find it hard to understand the fact even a career restarter can do 100%. She is very nice when it comes to training. She can adapt very soon because this
Mm.
is not something new for her. She has already done that.
Mm.
Of course, she has a lot of responsibilities, but as she has a lot of responsibilities, she's much more dedicated. She knows how to get things done on time.
Mm. Yeah.
What we have to do is we have to give them flexibility and we have to expect the accountability, right?
Absolutely.
So we help
Absolutely.
businesses to see this in a different point of view, to
Hmm.
make them understand that every single business needs people, need people who can consider their business as their own. They need intrapreneurs.
Hmm. Yeah.
But how many people are ready to do that? How many people can see a business owner's vision as their own? I have
Hmm.
seen so many career restarters who can easily think for the collective good, who can take others' vision as their own and then take it to the next level, who commits 100%. So we
Absolutely.
are just helping them to, come out of this unconscious bias and make them see the truth.
Yeah.
That's
So
how we are helping.
yeah, so I understand all the things, but one question I have, like you help businesses or you help women or you
Both,
help both?
both.
Both. So tell me, like if you help women, okay? So you are helping her to reframe the story. So for example, there is a woman who has taken a break of 6 years, right? Now, in those 6 years, she just raised the kid, right? So, how will you reframe this story? I mean, this 6 years, she was only looking after the family, the kids, and everything. She was not upskilling. She has no clarity on where to go, right? So, how do you help her?
So, of course, this is the story of a lot of women.
Absolutely.
And, we just have to help her see the skills which she has adapted through these
Hmm.
years.
Hmm.
She can be at home, but every single day she has managed a lot of tasks. Every single day she had taken some important decisions. Every
Hmm.
single day,
Hmm.
she had gained something which I would say the most important quality of a leader, that is empathy.
Hmm.
These are transferable skills which she had acquired through these years of parenting. Parenting is the most important and a difficult thing to do, right? So, we just have to help them to see their own strengths.
Hmm.
We may not be, in the society's point of view, that may be just homemaking, but there are a lot of things. If a woman is not keeping the home at peace in place, how can a man can go and win, right? She's
Hmm.
holding the fort. She has done
Hmm.
that for all these 6 years. She just
Yeah.
have to take that as her strength and
Hmm.
see what are all the things she had learned and showcase that in a nice way in her career, in her resume. So once we
Hmm.
make her feel that okay, whatever she had done, so far she may be thinking like, okay, I haven't done anything.
Hmm.
We will help. We are helping her to see this in a different narrative again and help her to come up with her own skills. I have seen
Hmm.
so many women, Neha, who may not be ready to go back to the same industry which she had worked.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are so many women who have very good degrees but never been to a job. They are
Hmm.
having PhDs, almost 100 PhDs and 150 MBBS doctors are in our platform. They have never been to a job. When I come
Hmm.
across such people, right, I feel very bad because they had
Hmm.
taken a lot of effort. It's not easy to clear
It's
these
not
things.
easy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she had done her work, but unfortunately, she was not allowed or she was not in a place to come out of her home and pursue
Hmm.
whatever she wanted to. That doesn't mean that she's not capable. That doesn't mean that she's not skillful. That doesn't mean that she had taken the decision for herself or you know, uh, she's not worthy. We
So
just
what pain points I mean, she has, like what pain points she has to move out of the home? Maybe she doesn't have a clarity to where to start. Maybe she has that fear in her mind that I am outdated, I'm rusted, or what else have you felt?
Okay, the first pain point is support system.
Hmm.
She's not having a proper support system at home.
Hmm.
If she is stepping out of the house, who is
Yeah.
taking care of her children?
Yeah.
Right? There has to be
Hmm.
somebody. So either her mother-in-law or mothers or her husband or somebody has to take care of the child when she's
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
So for people like me,
Hmm.
my parents are supportive. My mother-in-law, she's supportive, but they are not in a position to come and stay with me in our
Hmm.
house.
Hmm.
So I have to go for an extended support system. I have to hire a babysitter who
Hmm.
can stay with us or who can be there whenever I'm going out, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's a matter of money. How many
Yes.
people can afford that? How many people can accept this ideology, right?
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
many families are okay with that. They will
Yeah.
just ask like, okay, you have been at home for 6 years. Why suddenly you have to restart? What's the
Yeah.
need? Your husband is
Yeah.
making enough money. You are
Yeah.
coming from a good family. So why
You're
you have to
settled.
take,
Yeah.
yeah, why you have to do all that hard work? Who will
Yeah.
take care of your children? And what if they do it wrong? What if
Hmm.
the children doesn't turn out to be good?
Yeah.
All those fear. That is the first thing which is holding back. If there is a proper support system at home,
Hmm.
if there is a work that can provide her with flexibility, if she
Hmm.
has the clarity, if she can come out of all these fear, then she will step out of the house. That is what is keeping her inside.
So how do you help make her go away from these fears? How do you help them in this area?
Okay. So basically, we are not asking them to go out. We are asking them
Hmm.
that you can stay at home,
So freedom
but
of
brush
being
your,
at home. Yeah.
yeah, but brush up your skills, figure out
Hmm.
what you can do, take some extra steps to upskill yourself because
Hmm.
people want real skills out there. They don't
Hmm.
care whether, to an extent, if you can really show that you are a very good candidate,
Hmm.
which they cannot miss,
Hmm.
then they will consider you no matter what. So make yourself that kind of a candidate, that kind of a resource. And
Hmm.
then you will be able to get good opportunities. You can do that. This is just a starting point. We are just giving them a starting point so that they can do their work from home,
Hmm.
right? And for
Yeah.
people who are not having the clarity, we take one-to-one calls as well. We have a career counselor. We help them to understand what they can go about it, like what they have to do next. And to an extent, we are helping them with skill development also every week. We are giving them with opportunities.
Hmm. So
Also, we
do
have
you,
to show, sorry, yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
also we have to show them the stories of other women, Neha. That is also one
Hmm.
thing. They may be feeling like I'm the only person who is having this mother, mom guilt. I am the only person who have this feeling of FOMO, all those. But there are
Yeah.
so many women who have gone through that, but still were able to pull it off, still were able to do things and were able to move forward. We just have to tell their stories.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I want to ask that, do you think that they also don't want to invest initially on them,
Absolutely. That's true.
in terms of money, or in terms of, do you see that the initial enthusiasm is high, but when they join, or when they join any kind of course or any kind of mentorship, then the enthusiasm goes down all of a sudden. Do you also see this in those
Yes.
women?
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So
We are not charging anything for opportunities, for giving opportunities, but we cannot give opportunities to anybody and everybody. Only if they
absolutely.
have, yeah, only if they are having some skills, and only if the
Mm,
businesses can consider them, we'll be in a position to offer them a job. So even yesterday, there was a woman, she
mm,
pinged me in WhatsApp and she's like, I have registered in your platform 2 years back and I'm yet to get an opportunity. I asked her to send her resume. It was just a one pager with one line in
mm,
the description, and nothing was
mm,
there in her resume.
mm,
No skills, only her
mm,
education. She's a BCom graduate and she had
mm,
never worked. Then I asked her, you have to upskill yourself. You have to come up with some skills and show that you can do that. Only
Hmm.
then we'll be able to consider. We cannot help everybody, right? We have to make ourselves capable. I cannot tell that, hey, I have done this degree, come hire me. No, it doesn't
Correct.
work that way. Even
Correct.
if we have to hire a cook, what is the
Hmm.
first question we ask, right? If she
Yeah.
says, that, yeah, I am an aspiring cook,
Yeah.
we don't consider her, right? We will see whether she can cook. If it is a babysitter,
Yeah.
if a
Yeah.
single girl is coming and telling that, hey, I want to be a babysitter, do
Hmm.
we really give her that option? No, because I had zero clue about taking care of
Hmm.
a child when I was single,
Yeah. So
right?
how do you check their seriousness, like the woman's seriousness?
Her resume plays the important role
Yeah.
when it comes to giving opportunities, Neha. And when we have to upskill themselves, right, we will
Mm-hmm.
open all the avenues. We will bring speakers. We don't charge much for our skill development program. It is just 200 rupees per session. So we just invite speakers and we help them to go with the next step. So it is their decision. We also tell them that they have to invest their time, money, and energy if they have to do something. There is no other go. But still, so many women, they come here and register for the sake of registering with that enthusiasm, or it may be also because of the fight. She would have had a fight with her husband, and I'll see, I'll get a
Absolutely,
job.
absolutely right. So I can totally relate to that. You know, when some time back I was in a party, I was in that zone earlier where what you were speaking about. When I was in a party and somebody asked, Neha, what do you do? So we were meeting few new people, right? So I was saying that I'm a housewife. And when I spoke that, I saw that body language of the person, and I felt very bad deep inside. I thought it's very awkward, and that was running behind my mind. What is this happening? How the person is asking, and even my husband also. He just She sits at home, she takes care of the baby, right? So that was running behind my mind, and the next day I was in full josh to find out where I can work and get the financial freedom. And the next day was Josh was high, and the next day the Josh just went down and down and down, and I was caught in the vicious circle of running home and things like that at home. So whenever there is that moment that hits you, then it comes in your mind that yes, you have to do something, and then the Josh goes down and your seriousness goes down. And as you said, like if there is a fight happening, because of that fight the person has registered for your course, and then maybe she did not turn up, right?
Absolutely.
So
Because
the serious.
what we need is not just, yeah, as you rightly mentioned, what we need is not just the intention, but also the action. We need
Hmm.
consistency because this is not going to be easy. Still, people are questioning, why should I go with the career restarter? Why should I even hire her? So we have to give them a reason, a good reason. If we ourselves is not 100% committed, how can another person take a chance on us?
Hmm.
It's not going to happen. So we have to, we will see a lot of rejections. We will see a lot of obstacles in our way. Only if we are committed and only if we know why we
Why?
want to do this. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I have designed a 5 why in my one-to-one sessions, which I do with women. I want to find out the deep root of cause why you took a break, and what is why behind your break, and also behind your coming back. So if you want to come back, okay, why? So maybe because I want financial freedom. Why financial freedom? Okay. If this is like I want to earn, I want to gain. So why you want to gain, or why you want to earn? So I want my respect back. Why? So if you go 5 level why down, then you come across the real reason behind the deep root why. So then you come up with the right reason. Absolutely, you actually said the right thing. I mean, then only we come across this seriousness of the women. So you have hired like hundreds of women now, as you said. So what is that they have something in common, all of them?
Okay. So all of them are ready to learn.
Hmm.
and all of them are ready to stretch and
Hmm.
okay with being uncomfortable for a while. Because if we are
Hmm.
at home and if we are just doing homemaking for last 5 or 6 years, we are so
Hmm.
comfortable with that. So
Absolutely.
once we step into the new arena, it will not be
Hmm.
easy. It will be very uncomfortable. You have to plan your day right? You have to do all the cooking, cleaning, all the stuff in the morning and be available for the meetings. All those things happens and it is not easy to balance
Hmm.
everything. You have
Hmm.
so many things and
Hmm.
it will be very hard and you will also feel the pain of mom guilt and all those. So people
Hmm.
have to be very persistent and resilient, right? All those things they know their why very clearly. That's why they are in the field and they are winning. Uh, and the other thing is they don't do it not just for themselves, Neha.
Hmm.
Most of the mothers who have restarted through us, right, we were able to give direct opportunities to around 1,000 women so far. And most of them have this like, okay, I have to do this now because I don't
Hmm.
want my girl to be in the same place in
Hmm.
her life when it happens to her life. So she has to be like, okay, mom took a break. She was able to resume back. So she should think that way when she faces that. I want to be an example to my kid. That's the main reason for them. They don't
Hmm.
want to be an excuse, right? They don't want to tell the excuses. They want to do something for their own and they are able to take care of their children with the money they are making. That gives an immense,
Impact.
strength. Yeah,
Hmm.
they
So
can
if a
feel
woman
that.
rises in a home, she rises along with her the whole family, and in fact, the next generation too. So, so if a woman is a strong person, if she's confident about what she wants and she's clear on her goals, so there, this is what I want to do in my life, then she reflects back that to the family. Not only that, she validates in her own eyes and also in the eyes of society. Absolutely right. So you say that they have all in common about the confidence, about the clarity, and about taking action. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So, coming back to the businesses you serve, Sankari. So, how do you, for example, how do you help them, tell them that, yes, I mean, there is hiring managers and the recruiters, they don't want to hire somebody who has a career gap. So, how do you help them? How do you convince them for that matter?
Most of our clients are SMBs and startups. So
Hmm.
mostly founders reach out to us. Founders and
Hmm.
CEOs, they reach out to us. So once we see, show them the kind of profiles we have, right? So
Hmm.
after having the interviews and after hiring them, all they have to do
Hmm.
is hire that first person. So
Hmm.
once that is done, they are very much convinced.
Hmm.
That's how business happens for us. Like it is all a repetitive business because they come to us again and again telling that particular candidate's name and I want a resource just like her. So that's how they may be skeptical initially,
Yeah.
but once they hire and once they see the kind of profiles we have, they are very much convinced.
Hmm. Wow. So I think, yeah, success stories both for women as well as for businesses. Like they had good experience, they will start inquiring about the new resource, the similar resource. So
Yep.
that is a good impact, and that is like the impact from both the sides for even in the life of a woman and in the life of a startup founder. Because they all of them they say that startups इन बंदा नहीं मिलता काम करने के लिए और when you bring them the resource, the good resource in terms of like the passion is high and they want to contribute in their mission as you said, then I think yeah, so you are filling the gaps for both of them. Yeah. So what do you think that like this woman they work from home for these companies or they go?
They work from home.
Okay.
Predominantly, they work from home. Few roles are hybrid. And
Okay.
we have served very less number of work from office roles, but for big
Mm,
institutions like IIT Madras. So, mostly our platform is a platform that can give flexibility to women,
mm.
and we 99.9% it is work from home opportunities.
Wow. So I think this is a ripple effect in their life because if it is a work from home, it is not only a blessing for their kids because what I see that when you are at home with your kids, because then your presence is there and you feel confident that my kid is safe. You know, that is also
Yes.
mother thing. Yeah. So tell me where when you started this, right? So did you also feel the similar kind of pain for the women and for your kids at home? How were they reacting when you started?
Okay. My son was 15 months old when I
Oh.
started this business. So my ultimate fear was like, what if he considers my nanny as his mother? But kids these days are very intelligent. He clearly knows who is his mother and who is the nanny. And when she leaves, he'll like, hey, bye, go. So I was the one who was really scared. It was not so easy because with a little infant or with a toddler or with a child who's 7, 8 years old, anyway it is going to be difficult until they
Mm.
turn 18 anyway. When they are I think that now the age has reduced. Even when they are 10 years, they're like, okay, let me take care of myself, you take care of your business, like, kind of a thing. It was not easy. He used to cry, cannot understand,
Mm.
no? He was a baby.
Mm.
And I used to sit with him and then do the work. And then when there is a meeting, many times he had cried. I have to keep him out of the room and then I go pamper him. I used to feel so much guilty, guilt inside that am I punishing him for my own dreams?
Mm.
Am I being
Yeah.
selfish? What is
Yeah.
that I'm going to gain? Am I taking the right direction? That was the
Mm.
main question. Is it right? And at that point of time, my parents were also like, no, you should have waited more. You should have, you could at least send your kid to first standard and then restart.
Well
Why
said.
are you so, why do you want to start now? What's wrong? Everything is in place for you. But I felt like if I have to wait for another 6 years, I would have lost myself completely.
Mm.
I would have lost my
Mm.
path. I felt that this is the moment. If I have to do or die, I have to do this now. Else, I may never restart. That was my mindset. Now I can clearly see that, okay, I need not feel guilty because now he may be crying because he's a child, but
He
I'm
will
there for
later he
him.
will feel proud.
Yeah, but I'm there for him whenever he needs
Yeah.
me. So I
Yeah.
don't have to be guilty for having an ambition. I don't want my if I have a girl child, I don't want my girl to feel guilty
Mm. Yeah.
for being ambitious. I don't want my boy to feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I have tuned myself now.
So what motivates you? I mean, when you said that I wanted to come back very soon, I don't want to wait another years or another months. So what motivated you?
I don't know, Neha. There is a voice inside. I don't know what is that,
Mm.
but it keeps on telling me, you are much more than this, Shankari. You are much
Mm.
more than this. Do. It keeps on. I was not able to put that in silence mode. And thankfully, I really thank that drive now because I
Mm.
am seeing a lot of people who don't have that kind of a drive, right?
Yeah.
Probably that it may be on that moment they may feel that, but they may not have that same feeling forever. Even I have felt that same thing too.
Mm. Yeah.
So after starting, when it became very tough, I was like, do I need to still go ahead? And then uh, suddenly a message comes or a call comes telling that, hey, Shankari, I got this through Overqualified Housewives. Thank you so much. Then immediately I get back my motivation. Okay, I have to do for this kind of a thing. I have to give lot of opportunities to women.
And transform their lives. I think that is the
Absolutely.
real junoon, that is the real motivation. Because the more and more you impact women, that sense of appreciation inside you is always that voice comes up, Sankari, you need to have more impact and give more impact to maximum number of people or specifically women. So, who inspires you? I mean, is there anybody who is your inspiration? You wanted to be like that?
Actually, I don't have an inspiration kind of a person, but my ultimate support right from the beginning till now is my husband.
Wow.
Yeah, so he is my ultimate motivation. He's like, hey, you can
Yeah.
do it. I believe in you. Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, at times he says, this you do really well. This
Yeah.
only you can do it. All those things. He always
Hmm.
helps me to see the big picture and says,
Hmm.
I'm there for you. Don't worry. Go ahead. Whether
Hmm.
you win or lose, at least you played the game. No, go for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think every now and then you're listening to your husband around you about appraising you and about giving you certain guidance, maybe.
Yeah,
And
criticizing as well. You could have done this.
that is a that is a good criticism, right?
Yeah, it feels really hard, painful when it comes. But then when I sit and think, okay, yeah, he's right.
Right, right. So I think absolutely right that you are helping both. And now, if I ask you, like I read in your LinkedIn TEDx about TEDx and about that media features. So how did that came into your? I mean, how did that happen?
Okay. I think it is genuinely because of the work. What I have
Hmm.
learned is previously when I was working in IT, I never knew that we have to, think uh, for everybody, all those things. But after motherhood, I think only after motherhood I was able to think in a big picture. I could think
Hmm.
for all suddenly, and I would say that it is because of my son. And it is not
Hmm.
just about thinking, it is also about acting, as I mentioned. So whatever work we are doing, we have learned to put that in the right way in LinkedIn, in social media, particularly LinkedIn. It's important to showcase.
Hmm.
So it is not just when somebody reads the post, they I have seen a lot of people come to me and tell that, hey, I can relate to this very well. And I was able to do this because of that post. And
Hmm.
because of that, I was keep on sharing my journey and what I truly believe in and the story of women and everything. And that attracted the right people, that attracted the right PR. Many
Hmm.
magazines and TV channels, they approached us. And then
Hmm.
TEDx, one fine day I got a message from TEDx.
Wow.
So we were able to get featured for our work in around 22 magazines and newspapers, big time newspapers so far. And the TEDx also happened, and I was listed as one of the 25 trailblazing women of 2025 by HR
I read that.
Association of India. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
congratulations for that. And I
thank
wish
you.
you more and more impact. I wish you more success in your journey
Thank
and more
you.
success of the women specifically. I am because I am on the same mission. And I can
Yeah.
totally relate to this, all of this. Absolutely. So before we wind up, can you just tell us or tell to the woman what exactly she must do before even applying to jobs, or what are the steps maybe they have? For example, there is a woman who is watching this who has a career gap and she is all confused on which skill to highlight in her CV. Is it that their previous role is somewhere connected, or she has to do all the new things, how she has to work on her fear that she has to go on a low salary or be considered as a fresher in a so what are the steps particularly she has to go?
Step one is to figure out her why. That is the
Mm.
first step. So she should be very clear of why she has to start now.
Mm.
That second thing is she has to understand how much time and effort and how much money she wants to make at this point of time. So depending on that, She can figure out, what kind of a field she wants to go in. If I'm
Mm.
telling like, hey, I can only dedicate 2 hours at this point of time and I want to make, let's assume 1 lakh rupees, and I don't have any experience, it's not going to happen,
Have to be
irrespective.
realistic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there has to be a correlation between all these three things. So at this
Yeah.
point of time, how much time I can dedicate for this
Mm.
work, and for that how much effort I have to give.
Mm.
Okay, and for that how much money I can possibly make, this is the amount. So we have to be clear with that. And then if you're somebody who have never been to a job but very passionate about whatever you have studied, probably you can, there are so many remote roles, and
Mm.
everything is changing, so many interesting opportunities are coming up. So we can start something new, because everybody is starting new nowadays, right? With AI, so many things are coming up. So we
Mm.
can identify what we want to start. That's what I would say. I always say that if you are very good in organizing, talking to people, helping people, then probably you can go for some kind of a virtual assistant role or something which pays
Yeah.
really well if you work in the after putting your baby to sleep and all. So in the night time, for other countries, it pays really well. Virtual assistant roles. If you are very artistic, probably you can take up some designing jobs. There are so many people who creates content online and they need
Mm.
video editors, and they
Yeah.
charge for one reel, they are charging 1,000 rupees. So
Mm.
even if you can do 30 reels for only one client, they will easily sign up for 30 reels. So that itself is 30,000 rupees. And once you
Mm.
are very good at it, you can easily make 30,000 to 60,000 rupees. But you have to be creative. You have to have that attention to detail. You have to understand what is happening in the market and adapt according to the trends. If you're
Mm.
such a
Yeah.
person, go for it. If you're good at writing, go for content writing. So there are so many avenues and opportunities available. It is just that as it is going to be your second innings, they
Mm.
always say that think twice. You can choose what you really want to do. Let's not just be for the sake of money. Do try to pursue something which you're really good at, which you can become good at, or which you truly like.
So
So
how do you
you can do that.
find that? I mean, I come across a woman who actually are confused to find it out. I've given them various ways, but still they say that, Neha, you find it for me. While this is
That's
something
not happening.
that's not happening, because this is something you have to discover. I can give you certain tools to find you, to discover you from yourself. But it is not possible for me to give A, B, C, D, or even A option for you. So you have to identify it yourself. So do you
Correct.
also have the same view on that?
Okay. I don't have a specific framework as such. What I suggest them is just try. Just try
Mm.
everything. Make
Mm.
sure that you're not going to waste a lot of money. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Okay. If it is time and learning and effort, go ahead and do it.
Mm.
Once you try, let's assume that you are trying some 5 things in the next
Mm.
1 year,
Mm.
definitely you will figure out one thing which you enjoy, which you are truly good at.
Yeah.
It's just that we are so scared to give that 1 year to figure out
Mm.
something which we can do for a very long time, which we can love, which we can make money from. Correct?
Yeah.
So it's a self-discovery thing. Nobody else can figure it out for you. If somebody is coming and telling that, hey, you can do this. No, I think that I have to be an entrepreneur. I'm enjoying this journey, and I feel that I can be a good problem solver.
Yeah.
That's why I have chosen entrepreneurship. Else, I could have gone to a job or do
Mm. Yeah.
freelancing. This is what I can choose, and whether it is going to be successful or not, I don't know. I'm ready to go ahead and still pursue it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is not a waste of time. Rather, it is an investment on yourself to figure out who you really are.
Yeah.
That is the
Absolutely.
risk you are taking.
You have to take, yeah. So, after discovering, you said that she can apply for virtual assistant or these roles. So, if I ask you, for like, where do they really have to apply for? Is
Okay,
it?
so
Yeah.
we have a website. They can go there and register as a candidate. So we ask details about their education qualification, their previous experience, even if they have not, they don't have any previous experience, that's also fine. So we get
Hmm.
their resume, and once
Hmm.
that is done, our team does the first level of evaluation. So we check their resumes and we check whether it is a good profile, and a few people are will be ready to take up in jobs immediately, opportunities immediately. We help them to get opportunities and move them into that zone. For people who still need upskilling, we help them with skill development and so on and so forth. So this is the how it operates. So we have around 30 plus skill sets which we serve for now, from business development to content writing to designing, Android, web development and the app development, IT kind of roles,
Hmm.
VAs, so many academic counselors, people who can design courses.
Hmm.
So many
Wow.
opportunities
So
are there.
I think with your advice, I think women can easily get like 50,000 per month if she dedicates like how many hours? Maybe 5 to 7 hours a day.
Yes, yes. It totally depends on the kind of field they choose for
Hmm.
themselves. So
Hmm.
most of the opportunities, in case of sales and marketing, they will be giving a base pay plus commission. Usually, commission
Hmm.
will be more than the
Yeah.
base pay, because that totally
Hmm.
depends upon their performance. So if it is
Absolutely.
going to be a content writing gig, then actually there is a huge competition there now for content writing. You have to be
AI
very good
has
in a
come.
particular niche. Yeah, AI is competing like anything. So you have to be very good in particular niche, and based on the words or based on the passages which you are writing, you can charge. So it totally depends upon one's expertise, what kind of expertise they have, how many how many years of experience they have, how good are they in that, and do they know the recent things in that, have they upskilled themselves. All these
Hmm.
things contributes to the kind of income they make.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So do they also grow in the same part, like in at the same pace like
Yes.
the other people in the job?
Yes, so there are so many stories in that. One recent story is, so she got contractual opportunity through us.
Hmm.
So she was, the company we keep, she was acting as a freelancer kind of a thing for a
Hmm.
company. So the company will be paying us and we will be paying her. And the salary was very normal only, as she had some 3 to 4 years of experience. She took a
Hmm.
pay cut, but she was working for around 1.5 years in that particular company. She was making around 20,000 rupees per month. That's all. And she was
Hmm.
contributing around 6 to 7 hours every day. And then, but she didn't give up. She was giving her
Hmm.
100%. And then the company was open-minded to take her. This is a rare case. Okay. So uh, most of the resources we give them full time, but this is a
Hmm.
contractual engagement. So they said that this resource is so good that we gave her an award during our
Hmm.
yearly annual meeting, and
Hmm.
we want to, take this resource full time into our company. And
Yeah.
last 2 months back, she made 1 lakh rupees. Her salary is
Acha.
1 lakh
Oh.
now,
Oh my God.
and she was so happy. I had zero clue about it, and then I asked her, okay, so Ganya, did they give you any pay raise or whatever? So then she said, yeah, so this happened, and was so happy because she deserves it,
Hmm.
irrespective of the
Yeah.
kind of salary she was offered at that point of time. Yes, it was a pay cut because there was a gap, and there were so many restrictions from her end as well. But she was able to give her 100%, and she was ready to learn, and she could
Hmm.
showcase what she's capable of.
Absolutely.
Then she'll grow.
Absolutely. The word doesn't need so much qualification.
Yes.
They need somebody whose skills are there, whose commitment is there, and who is consistently contributing to the business in some way. And as you mentioned, there must be untapped stories around you. There must be all so many stories. But the women, they don't need, like, what do you call, they don't need a confidence. like a confidence boost. These actually actions build their confidence over time.
So true. So true. In this particular case, Neha, she's from a tier three city. And she
Mm,
said that my only opportunity was to go and teach somewhere or take a
mm,
tuition.
mm.
No other opportunities are there for me sitting in a tier three place because of my family and things.
Right, right.
And this, I'm sitting here and I'm able to do this only because of your organization. And I'm so proud of her. Actually, it is not just the work of overqualified housewives. Yes, we gave her an opportunity, but she is the one who made her, capable and who did all the hard work.
Yeah,
That's the thing we have to do, Neha. So we will be helping. I'm very sure that you will also be helping women to just start. They have to
absolutely.
go ahead and do
Yeah,
this.
so starting small is okay. Starting scared is also okay. But start, take action because success is in taking messy actions. So I always tell my women that there's no need to be perfect. You
Correct.
can start being imperfect. That's fine. But don't stay silent. Don't stay silent because inaction is something which will lead you to somewhere where you are, may probably or in your comfort zone, wherever
Correct.
you are. So always action taking is something very important. That's what I started the podcast with, the women. This I always face this, that they have that capability of not taking action. They generally don't take unless and until they are pushed or they are motivated. Yeah.
Correct.
So they have, for that matter, if their north pole or the north star is final, I mean the goal they have in their mind. So if they write their goals and they have the north star always in near them and they are always looking at them, that itself keeps them motivated. Like, yes, I have to earn this and I have to and go far in this journey, and don't that emptiness we always feel inside, that something is empty. Like, kids have gone to school and a husband has also went to office, and still if you are feeling empty at home and Instagram scrolling is happening every now and then, you don't realize that 1 hour has gone or 2 hours has gone and 3 hours has gone. That is absolutely something which they don't deserve to be. So this woman did deserve to be at a very better place, and also they deserve to be at a leadership role, because as you rightly mentioned between the podcast, that women has so many transferable skills. They have a lot of leadership, and also they have that emotional quotient, emotional intelligence very much in them. And if they, and intelligent, of course, when you said that they are PhD, they are MBBS and still sitting at home for some reason. But then they, as far as their support system is concerned, I think they need to ask. That is the only thing they can go ahead with, because support system is something, like in-laws, we can't force our parents also to be committed for our children. Maybe they don't want to be, or they are not capable of. But then we can always, in India, this is the option that we can take help from our helpers. So that
Yes.
is the option here. We won't get outside. So thank you, Sankari, for all of your um, insights and all of that talk, and it went so well. I am so excited, so happy of just dropping this in my YouTube channel. And whosoever is watching this, I will also, in the description box, I will post her URL where you can submit your resume, so that you get that opportunity which you always deserve to have. And thank you for this podcast.
Thank you so much, Neha.